All right, we are in the Southern Safari Tournament. Yes, today is Monday's qualification round in the rookie division. I'm going to play rookie, because I am a rookie. That's the whole deal. I'm just an amateur golfer, just a damn rookie. All right, so let's take a look at these holes. We're playing Acacia Reserve all week, and I have this course. If you have, they came out with a series of courses, like when Acacia Reserve came out like in that year period, the courses that they came out with in that year, there was a lot of them that, like, you could play them with. They gave you links type stuff where you could play with lower balls, so you can like play into this range, or you can hit out to here and then hit it up. You can still get your stuff, but if you want to get in the right spot, you really got to hit a great shot and set it up just great, and especially on the par fives. There are some really tough holes in this, so if you've got lower developed stuff or mid-level stuff, this is where the ball inventory, you can take that mid-level extra mile, and with a par 5 ball and topspin boost, you can turn that ball into a level 7 with a 3 power ball versus a 4 or 5 with a 5 power ball, and you can help your club out. This is where the balls come in handy. 4 side spin, that kind of stuff. I'm going straight at this hole. I'm going to start off from right here, and I'm coming around and trying to curl it. Just a max curl shot. Now, there is a max overpower hook shot that you can do from here, and I can't remember where to set it up, but there is a shot that you can do, and I did that shot before I got a club that had a lot of curl. That's the deal. All right. And I have switched my bags up. Okay, everybody, we need to give a moment of silence. Like, I want everybody to give a salute, like a military salute, and salute the extra mile. I never thought that the day would come, but I have been playing with my APOC and my 4 and 5 bags just to see if I liked it and get used to it, and that it's everything that it's advertised, and it's everything that it's advertised. So it is finally, some club has overtaken the extra mile. The extra mile is one of the first clubs we get as a level 2 club. We want to get it maxed out as soon as we can. It's the one club we really want to work on to get maxed out, and then we use it forever. I mean, you use it for a long time until you can get your APOC up. When your APOC gets to level 7, it finally overtakes it. The accuracy thing, I will say, as far as the distance goes, yes, it does have more. This accuracy thing, I really like the pull on the extra mile. It's super easy. Like, you got a 5 mile an hour wind, it's 2.5 rings, right? I mean, it's supposed to be 2.1, but you're thinking of it as 2. And I think in the book it's 2 per ring. It's really easy to do wind adjustments, but if you're here on the tee box and you're hitting to some far away planet way down here, and in between here and there you got 1 bounce, you got 2 bounce, you got 3 bounce, and then you're in the dribble. You hit a 1 ring great, it's 1 ring great on the first bounce, now it's 2 rings great on the second bounce, and who the hell knows where it's going to be off when it gets to the very end. And with an extra mile at 2 miles an hour, you hit a 1 ring great. Shit, if that was a quarterback, that's 2 rings. You miss pull at 2 rings. I mean, think about how big that would be. And the APOC being more accurate helps you out if you hit a great way down here on the end. But it's super easy to pull the 2 per ring. So I'd kind of like it to be 2 per ring, but with the accuracy as far as how far you get off with the APOC. It's a much easier to do the math at 45 than it is at 84. That's the club. So I switched my bags up, and I'm going to start using my Thorn. So I have my usual suspects, the Rapier, Nirvana, and Spitfire. I barely ever go off of that, and occasionally it's bringing out a Machete instead of the Nirvana because I want 100 backspin, and that's on a super occasion. But I'm going to switch to a Thorn. I was using a Kingfisher, but my Kingfisher versus the Thorn, I really like. At this number, it hits super accurate. I played at 1.1, 1.6, I think 2.1. And I've had a lot of success here when I hit perfect. And I haven't had any success at all when I don't hit perfect. But I really like how it hits. And I don't think that this 1.6, I'm not sure if the 1.6 is what's in the book or not, but I like where it hits. But I do like the fact that there's a shot. One of the things I like about the Kingfisher is that it starts off with some backspin, so as a low-level club, it has some backspin, which is really, really helpful. But there's times when 100 backspin and this kind of ball guide, you can do a shot that you can't do with any other club. And the Thorn is capable of doing every single shot that the Kingfisher can do, but it can do one more. And all I have to do is get used to accuracy numbers. So these are new numbers for me. So I don't know them off the top of my head. I actually have to glance at my sheet and look at them. I need to stop and make a new sheet is what I need to do. But I think the Thorn is going to be a regular. I've got a rock bag. That's my accurate bag. I still have my utility bag. And I'm not sure that there isn't some of these holes that a Goliath might not be handy on. And then I'm going to have a Thor's hammer bag. And then I've got an APOC with a Guardian. But I still have 3 drivers in use, but I've swapped out and taken the extra mile out of my bag. Look at that. I'm a big boy now. Well, not a big boy, but I got the training wheels somewhat off. Okay, hole number 1. I'm going for that shot to get on. Let me see what my notes say. APOC Kingmaker, max topspin, maximum left-hand side spin, 4.5 rings into the fairway, max curl. So let's make sure I got a Kingmaker. Now, I'm not so sure that when I wrote down the max curl, that the club that I had at that time was a level 6 APOC, and it only has 65 topspin. And now I have 88. So I think I did max here. So I'm going to do max now, but it might be too much. Plus 10 on the drive. 1.1 times the wind divided by 1.3. 4.5 rings into the fairway. Wanda goes first. Now there's a shot that you can do. You can do a max overpower hook shot on the left. And the way it works is this is long iron. If you hit to the left and lay up, that's wood. And if you try and make it to the other side on the left, that's short iron. Alright, I'm going to do the wind first. And then we'll set it up. 2.4. I'm going to move it 2.1, 2.03, so let's say 2.1. 4.5 rings out into the fairway. Max curl and however much topspin I can get on. I want that side spin's more important than the topspin. 2.1 rings. I'll say 2.1. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Man, I saw that sign as soon as it flashed over there, and I thought, you got to be kidding me. They put a sign right there? And I need to go out, so I started 4.5 rings away from the rough, and where I came in right there, I can move my shot out so that it comes more through the fairway by moving that out maybe 4 3/4 or maybe even 5 rings. That club might have got a little bit more curl as well. It might have went from 92 to 98 or something like that. So I'm going to change my notes to I'm gonna change my notes to 5 and see if that's too far. I still got a shit ton of work to do. This is no gimme. This is a hit. You got to hit it perfect. There's max. There's mid. I'm way deep. And I got the wind at my back. Hitting it perfect. Boom! In the hole. In the hole. Yeah, another thing about the signs, now you can't see the shot. You can't see the whole experience. You have to wait. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now, my goal is to practice today, but I am going to play serious, and then we'll see. Like, if I drop a shot, then it kind of makes it easier. But if I get on a run, I mean, well, you have to respect the run, right? All right, hole number 2. There are lots of opportunities to get your ass kicked on this course, so. And this is one of them right here. All right, so we've got tailwinds all week, so that's helpful. Let me move that pin. With tailwinds, and if this is one of those types of holes where if you got a headwind, if you have a tailwind or you have a headwind, it's really killing your shot. So like if you're just trying to lay it up, it's not that big of a deal, but if you're trying to bridge big gaps and do big overpower, man, headwind just kills it. I don't know that you can get over. But you're bouncing from here trying to get over and clear this. And where you want to be is on this half. So we draw this angle where our rough line is. So you want to be on this side is preferable. Riding down the line, drifting off to the right is preferable, which means that you've got to hit the ball from over here, wherever your red line's at over here. You got to hit the ball a little teeny bit farther forward to be on the big track than in here. So if you got headwind, it's super tough. You really want to bring it in and kind of curl it around. But since we've got tailwinds all week, we should have no problem bringing out a power 5 ball, and you might be able to do it with a power 4. Depending on the winds, I don't think you can do it with a power 3. Maybe. And I'm trying to get down into this zone so that we have that shot. It's hard to stick in the fairway right here because a lot of shit can go wrong. Even just being over here is ideal. So you don't necessarily, the farther you try and get down, the more risk is involved with blowing out. But you got to have enough to get you over to the other side. So you're going to have to go somewhere down there. I'm going to bring out a Berserker. And this is a great hole. Now, if you're really trying to get down there and you get to the spot that you're looking for, you want to bring I would bring accurate stuff. So like bringing out the big club. There is one club that I don't have in here that I might have to switch this bag up. I need a Cataclysm or an Apocalypse with a Cataclysm. But I actually think that bag right there will be fine with a power 5. With a power 5 ball. And I don't have anything written down, but I got to be doing at least plus 10 on the drive. Times the wind divided by 1.3. All right, we are ready. Now, it seems to me, and I didn't write this down, but it seems to me like to the cup, we were doing a pretty big percentage, like plus 30 or more. It might have been more, but it seems like it was at least plus 30 on the second shot. And there's options down there. There is a rough bump that you can do down there, but I'm not exactly sure what club or what it'd take to do it. But it's risky because you're going all the way down the hill and then the sand's at the very bottom, and man, you really got to get your wind adjustment right. Okay, max. I'm going to go max minus. I'm going to go right there. 2.67, where's that look? 2.67 rings. There's 2.6. I'll take one off. Isn't it perfect? And we'll see if I got it right. Nope. I'm gonna roll off. Oh man, I might get lucky. I did get lucky. Once you start, you can see how steep that is. Usually once you start rolling off like that, it's super easy to just continue to roll down the thing and you're in the sand. Now I could have put the wind back on. I could have tried to run all of my top spin, and I could have done stuff to try and get farther down there. But there's no way that I don't see it. Like, I don't see you bouncing off of that on the end, getting your bounces right and ending up on the fairway below. I think if you can get all the way up into the tip, you might be in your long iron. Well, I might be. I don't know where I'm at actually. It's been so long since I've taken this shot. I can't remember where I'm at. I'm gonna do plus 30 times the wind. I have no idea. Grizzly. There's a rough bump right there, and I think you got to have a Goliath. Yeah, you got to have a Goliath in order to do that rough bump. And you really, where am I at? There's max. I'm about mid club. 1.1. 5 backspin. 1.1 per ring, so 4.5 divided by 1.1 is 531. 531. Oh, and I knew I released that too early. I saw that red flash up in the corner, and man, if I'd have been on the right trajectory, that bounce was right there. That might have went in. I didn't like having to put that much. I actually might explore that rough bump down there. Since our wind is always going to be coming from the rear, we have a better chance of working that out. But they might be able to do it. They have a little, I think their top spin with the sniper, they could probably do it. I'd have to bring a Goliath to that party. The bad news about that is that yes, we have the benefit that we have tailwinds all week, but that means all week we'd have to pull into the sand. This might be a shot for it might be worth bringing out. I'm going to have to go back and watch this video when I tested to see where my maximum red line was, if there was distance between my red line and the hole, because this might be a good hole to bring out a Guardian, just to make sure you have it in your bag, so if you are in a wood range, you've got some options up there. You could try and run it in, or you could backspin it, or you could try and dunk it. We have some options there. We'll have to see how that goes for the week. We'll have to see how it goes. All right, hole number 3. The first of the par 3s. I think this hole right here, man, and I don't have any low wind. I love this hole. There is a beautiful rough bump right here from Ricky. It's hard to get to this spot in pro, and in pro you got to use your driver on it. And so the thing with the driver is that, you know, it comes in a lot hotter. So like how it responds on the back end as far as like running out, like your ball guide stopped right at the cup, but it ends up running a little bit faster. Or if there is a slope, it's going to carry more speed on that slope because you hit it from farther back. So when it got to that point, it's carrying a little bit more speed and will roll off. But in rookie, we can use a sniper on this, and there is a beautiful rough bump from right there, and it helps because you can kind of give yourself 2 rings of separation. So if the wind was low enough, you could work the wind out without involving the sand. So if we've got tailwinds this week and half the tailwinds come from this direction, then we're dealing with the sand. Now we do have a little bit of an outlet here. There's another way that you can change this too, is you can come over here. There's another rough bump over here. I don't like it as much as this one, but there is another rough bump that you can do over here, and it'll open up some lanes for you, and depending on which way the wind's blowing. But if you have a low wind ball, like a 0 power low wind ball, that area is really good. You hardly ever have to move off of it because you can get the wind below 2 miles an hour. But I don't think I have any, or if I do, I only have enough for the weekend round. So we're gonna have to suck it up, Buttercup. I do have one right there. I have one. Let's see if I have any more. I don't think I do. I have 2 of the other, and they're both precision, so I have 3 of those balls. So on the weekend round, this hole right here, it might deserve 2 of those 3. I do have a 1 power low wind, and I could swap it out for that and bring one of those, a couple of those, and a couple precision ones. So I got a little bit of a backup right there, not much, but a little. I'm gonna play it today with a Marlin. Is that right? I'm going to play it with a Navigator. Maybe. And we're taking that bag in a Navigator, and my notes say 1 to 1. I think I was doing 10%, and I think I was doing 1 to 1. I'm going to try 1 to 1. I'm going to try wherever I'm at in my club right here. If I'm in mid club, I'm just going to do 1 to 1. Because I think what I was doing was I added on 10%, but I was in mid club. But I could be wrong. Sam from the Indian Warriors. Warriors! Here we go. Yeah, you can see that other rough bump right here. And so it does open up, you know, like if the wind was blowing from this direction, you might have a problem in the center, but you could move over to this rough bump and it'd open that window up. The sand is super steep, obviously, from you can see it. And so if you have to pull into the sand, it is really going to screw your shit up. Since I'm getting ready to take the shot, if I have to pull into the sand, it's really going to screw my shit up. I like this wind direction a lot. So I can get dead center in the middle of that. 1 ring of separation all the way around. Dial it up to the cup. 2-9. There's 2-9. If you're going to hit great one way or the other and it still go in, that's the side, because the wind and it's sloping, it's drifting in that direction. But that shot is in the hole on a perfect. And if it's not, it's like a plus 0.1, or it's a very little minute adjustment right there. But I was over ambitious when I said earlier 2 rings. Like you could get in there and give yourself 2 rings. You can give yourself 1 ring. So you need the wind to be low. Dag nabbit. All right, all right. We know how to play that hole now. Okay, the only notes that I have written down on this one are APOC, Berserker, +10 on the drive. So let's go look at hole number 4 and see what I'm talking about here. What are you talking about? APOC and a Berserker. We're trying to get on a one. APOC Berserker. That puts my red line up in this zone. And I think this is the hole that I was pushing one ring back into it. And what I was trying to do on tailwind days, and so we got tailwind all week. Yay! One ring back in. I should write that down. And what I was trying to do was trying to get as far to the right as I could down in this zone to give my second bounce a little bit of separation so that I could put a little bit of curl and try and bring myself so that I was coming through the narrow part of this neck down here. And traditionally what'll happen is when you're coming around this bend, you're going to get this is going to be the zone that you're going to be looking at trying to, and bleeding up in here, but I want to try and bleed out right here. And in order to make that happen, I need to put a little bit of curl on it so that I'm on this track, but my second bounce will clip this rough. So you can either move your shot a little bit farther forward so that you got a little bit more width than you do here, or you can move it out to the right and give your shot a little bit more room. And then when that curl comes into it, it'll bring you more on this center track. That is at least the goal. We will see. We will see what happens. That you can. There are other ways to play it, but this hole right here, you really want to try and get on a one. And I'm not so sure what I should do. And I only have 2 practice tokens. What I think you can do, because in pro, I play this hole from the top up here and roll it out with a freaking quasar. And really, you don't. Bringing out a bigger ball is not going to do any difference up here. So I'm playing this with a quasar, and you can run it with your topspin if you hit the bounce here, so that you're hitting and then it bounces forward, and you're getting good loft, and your ball's moving in a forward direction, as opposed to hitting on the hill face, where your ball takes the flat bounce and just dives into the fairway. You can get all the way down into here. So if you were up here with like a ball that had topspin boost, I mean, you may have to use a 3-power ball, even though you don't need the power to get to this spot. That topspin boost might be able to get you through this. You're at the very end of your run, so I mean, you could get caught up in it, but you might just be able to get up here and you don't have to bring out a power 5 ball. But if you have a power 5 ball, you can play it from the bottom and try and bring it around the bend. And let's make sure I got a Zerk picked. Bag number 1. Zerk. Berserker. Alright, now we'll play it. Now we'll play. They're coming for me. They found me. And that is a cop. No, that might be an ambulance. Maybe. Who knows? What was I doing as far as topspin? 1 less than max. I was trying to get over here a little bit more so that I could put a little bit of curl on it. 4-6. There's 3.9 rings. I'm going to go out to my black line. Still got a little bit of work to do on that angle, and I had room there. I could have put on a little teeny bit more curl. I was moving the shot out as far as I could to the right. I could have moved out a little bit more and did more curl, but and I think the extra topspin, I was putting 1 ring back on it, and I didn't do that right there, and that would have made the difference. That way I didn't have to do any overpower. I think when we get done here, I'm going to go and I am going to burn one of my practice tokens, and we'll play that one time. I just want to see it. Nah, because then we won't necessarily get tailwinds. Sorry. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Whatever the hell they did with the, whatever they did, go back and watch their shot. That was perfect. My shot wasn't. This is where a precision ball would come in really handy then. What kind of douchebag would do that? You're getting ready to take a shot like that and then start some emoji spamming. Are you 3 years old? The average person that plays this is probably in their 40s, at least on my channel. From my experience and talking to other people that have channels, your average viewer is in their 40s. And so this person's in their 40s and they're doing that shit. Like, are you 3? Did your mom make you breakfast this morning? And you did not get a chest, bro. It was worth it. I was actually thinking right there that'd be a great time to not qualify. But he pissed me off. What are we on? Hole number 5. My notes say Grizzly. 4 backspin. No side spin. Plus 15 minus 0.1 to the cup. So let me do that math and then we'll go look at it. 1.15 times the wind. I have no idea where I'm at in my club. Let's go look at the hole. Grizzly. I think I'm at max. Divided by, and I was I doing the 1 per ring on this? I think I might have been. Divided by 1 minus 0.1. All right, on this hole, you can't, okay. There's 3 things you can do. You can start on this side, you can do a rough bump, or you can start on this side. I suppose you could start in the sand, but like, I think most people are going to pick one of those 3. And I think most people are probably going to bounce over on this. This is probably going to be the number 1 shot. The thing I don't like about this shot is that when you're setting this shot up, you're at such a distance. It's not really, I don't personally think that it's this area here that's the problem. The problem is you can see all of these little indentations on this 2D picture and all of these little moguls and all this shit that's going on the court, on the green right here, and all of this movement and this little pit and this little mound and this little mound and this little pit. And so there's a lot of movement going on the green side down here. And when you're bouncing from here coming over and getting your bounce, you're bouncing through this area. And where the ball is connecting right here, 1 minute the ball guide will stop right there, and then the next minute the ball guide's out. And then then 1 hair over, 1 blade of grass over, the ball stops. And it's really hard to get close. But if you start off on this side, you can get your bounces. You got bounce number 1, bounce number 2, bounce number 3. You go over the top of them, and then you just go to the hole, and you can get a better look at it. But you got to bring out the right ball in order to get here. And I do not have that written down, but I think I was bringing a katana. I'm almost positive I was bringing a katana. But I'm willing to switch to a power 3 ball if that's what it takes. But I'm going to start off with a katana. Let's do pinned. What do I got pinned? All right. And I'm going to take a Grizzly. Here we go. I got my equation worked out. All I got to do is plug in the wind. And I should probably get my equation right. And put in 15% instead of 50. So I'm doing a 15% adjustment times the wind divided by 1. I'm pretty sure I'm in max club. Minus 0.1. And we hit it perfect. We're going in the hole. And guess goes first. We've put off the drama. Let's see which way my opponent goes. Yeah, they're going to bounce over. And we'll see if that happens to them so that we can see what the deal is. But you can see all the movement that's down there by the green. All the undulation and... And if you hit it where the ball stops, that's where it stops. And it can go long on this hole. It can go south. Okay, 2.5, 4 backspin, 3, 4 backspin, no side spin. I am right at max. Right at max. 4 backspin. I'm gonna put 5 backspin. Maybe I had 5 before and I wrote it down wrong. .77. Shit, I'm not even gonna get it off in time. Ran out of time. I was thrown off by the 4 backspin. I was trying to see if that worked because I could have swore when I watched one of the tournaments that we played this in, another safari type, African safari or African wilds or something. I could have swore I did 4 backspin on it. And I very well could have. 3/8. Let's do 3, 4, 5 backspin, no side spin. Get right on it. 4.27. .27 exactly. Getting it dead center perfect. I underpulled it. At 15% I underpulled it. The deal down there is I may or may not have underpulled it. You can see that area I was in. If you moved it one blade of grass to the left or one blade of grass to the right, it wagged the tail and you were way the hell off the hole. So I might not have pulled it absolutely right. Arrgh. That's all right. Now we are practicing. I'm glad that happened because now I hate it when I go out on Mondays and I go to practice and then I end up qualifying on a Monday and then for Tuesday and Wednesday, then I gotta either pull out another account or I don't have any. I really want to go out and then practice on a day, and so that helped me. That helped. Hole number 6. Hole number 6. My notes say APOC Kingmaker, 1 less than max topspin. Trying to hit to the 385 to 390 range. And then I got a Grizzly, 1 per ring, plus 30 to the cup. Let's see what the hole is. APOC and a Kingmaker. Alright. I'm trying to hit down into here. And I think the new pin placement that they have on here, I think this is the prime spot. But I think with this pin placement, getting closer is better. That is the spot. There's a max overpower hook shot you can do here. I demoed it in the scouting, or I didn't demo it, but I explained it in the scouting report. If you're playing this occasional reserves on one of the like tour 8, 9, 10, somewhere in there, and there is a max overpower hook shot that you can do on that with a Quasar. That'll put your wood away from the cup, put you down there by the sand, right where I'm trying to hit. I can't remember what tour it's in. It's 8 or 9, I think. I know the first time I got on there, I was struggling because the wind wasn't blowing right, and then the second time I got on there, I was struggling again, and I was like, screw this, I might as well try a max overpower hook, and I hit it the very first time I tried it. Max -1. I don't want to flirt with that sand at all. So 4.5 times 1.1 divided by 1.3. 3/8. Isn't it perfect? Just try and bleed down there and stay out of the rough. Perfect. Perfect. Obviously, if you get closer to the rough, you're closer, but I don't want to get close to that rough. I don't want to get in that rough. I don't want to ruin. There's a great shot here. Grizzly, 1 per ring, plus 30 to the cup. 1.3 times the wind divided by 1 plus 0.1. I like this hole. The very first time I ever played this hole, I got an Albie on it with my Saturn. I think there was 2 holes in this tournament that I got Albies on it, and that first par 3, I think I got an Albie or a hole-in-one on it the very first time I ever played it. There is a rough bump that you can do from right there, right at max. 3 rings off. .2, 4.26 rings. .26, and I hit it great. What's funny there is I hit it great to the left and it came in on the right. And that's the thing that can happen on this hole is you can, if you roll past the cup just a little bit, that will probably roll all the way off the green. It's very easy to roll completely off. I think is there a sand trap back there? You can get caught. I've been in that sand. And I've been in the rough before that sand. It's easy to blow through it, especially if you got lower developed stuff and you can't see your ball guide. If you catch a little bit of speed coming through there, it's going to roll out to the cup. The rough bump. I like the rough bump on my side a little bit better. It's a little bit bigger. You got more room to maneuver to try and separate yourself from that sand. Close. Very close. I'm going to go ahead and tank it since we're here, so I can give myself a little bit of separation since I was playing serious on the front. We're at the beginning of the round. We came back from the coast yesterday, and I went by one of my favorite courses in the area. It's a link style course. All right, hold on. All right, had to go get coffee. Come on. Hole number 7. What do my notes say? My notes say Grizzly Power Zero ball. Grizzly. Now, when this course first came out, this hole right here was hated by everybody. And I'm sure that there's still a lot of people that hate this hole. And trying to come at it from this side right here with like mid-level or low-level stuff blows, and hitting off at the top of this hill blows, and this hole itself blows. And I think we'd had it in like 1 or 2 tournaments, and this hole was continuing to live up to its I blow status. And somebody was talking about doing like a 30% adjustment or a 25% adjustment, and I was like, shit, might as well double that. So I did. I went out and I doubled it, and I did a 60, and it went in the hole. And so I was like, well, that was a fluke. And in that particular tournament, I went back out and then I hit 60 and it went in the hole. And I think I got 4 out of 5 hole-in-ones that week. And I started using 60, and every tournament after that was killing it. And then they changed the pins, and 60 did not work. So when I'm curious, and this is one of those courses, this is like Nordic Fjord to me. There's a lot of the par 3s in Nordic Fjord that in the past, when the hole came out, we were hitting like plus 20, plus 10, somewhere in that neighborhood. You know, I was like in that range. And you got an island here and you're hitting over to the green. And the pin's here. And they changed the pin to this spot. And now all of a sudden, if you're hitting from the island, you got to do a plus 60. And so I'm curious to see if on this course, my plus 60 that has worked for me ever since I found that, it has worked for me like a charm. I have made a ton of hole-in-ones on this hole. If this plus 60 still holds. Since they've come out with, since they redesigned the course when they did the deal. And on that one hole where I was trying to do 4 backspin on this hole, is that 4? Which is that hole number 5. I may have been correct on my notes that I was doing 4, but when they redesigned this and reconfigured it to put in a new pin, they may have textured this out or changed the contours down here a little, or put these moguls weren't on the greens when this game first started. Now we've got all of this movement and stuff on the green, and when they did that, they might have changed this area, and so 4 doesn't work anymore, and that's why I had to put on 5. I mean, that could also be a reason why. Hole number 7. Grizzly. And my notes say Grizzly Power 0. Grizzly Power 0. And I'm not sure what kind of spin I need, so I'm not sure that a Marlin will work, but I think it will. I think it will. 0 power, 1 per ring. 3.5 rings in, plus 60. 1.6 times the wind, divided by 1. All right. That's it. That's it. Let's hit this perfect. 3.5 rings to the left. So we got the fairway and the rough area that's on the right. And I want to be 3.5 rings into the fairway. So I'm 3.5 rings into the fairway. One and a half backspin and a sliver of side spin. And I'm on the right hand side. 4.6, 736. There's 5, 6, 7. 36. Hitting it dead center perfect. And that was me setting it up. Like you're still right there. So I am so happy that the plus 60 is still in play, because this hole from that spot up there with a plus 60 adjustment, and the reason I think a lot of people have so many problems on it is because who the hell does a plus 60 adjustment at Max Club? And that's big. 736. Big. There's a couple other par 3s in the game I can think of that I do 50% adjustment on, and I don't care what anybody tells me to do. I'm doing a 50% on that. I've weighed way too many hole-in-ones on those holes to not do those crazy numbers. This is one of the holes that your eyes aren't lying to you. Because think about how many holes in the game are like this hole, where you're hitting up and then from your one bounce to the next bounce, it's shit, you're dropping down an extra 30 feet. And on those, we might do a plus 20. But here, having to do a plus 60, I mean, that feels like more like what I'm seeing. That's why I'm saying that I understand that it's a variable for Playdemic, so they can adjust it and tighten the game up a little bit more. But on the flip side of the coin, it would be nice if they sat down and went through all of them they could clean them up, so that means they would change. So for us on our end, we would have to re-examine all the holes, but we'd be more consistent. We have enough holes out there that if they could just go through and clean it up and make it more consistent with what we're seeing, then it puts us one step deeper into the game. Damn it, I should have missed that. I have got to miss everything else from here on. I've got to make sure I miss it. Hole number 8. Oh shit, well I can miss it, but I got to make it. We want to be on in one. We have to be on in one. Like if you don't get an eagle on this hole, you drop the shot. Okay, that's the way it works. And the other par 4 is, while it's tougher, we pretty much have to get an eagle on it or we've dropped a shot. But this one is a for sure. You have to get an eagle or you dropped a shot. I'm going to do this amazing feat with an APOC and a Kingmaker. And since we got tailwind all week, that is awesome for us. Awesome. Kingmaker, one less than max. I'm going to see if I really need to bring out a Kingmaker or if I was just bringing it out to cut down the wind. I know that this is one that with a 3 Powerball, I'm at the plus 16 mark, and so I can do what I need to do if I've got any kind of absolute pure sidewind or tailwind. But if I have headwind, I bring out a bigger ball to... So what, a power 5 ball is like plus 32 or something? So I can pull it back to the plus 16 mark, and then it gives me the ability to work the wind out. And that way I don't have to bring out a power 5 ball every round. Or I suppose I could just buy 250 power 5 balls and play 250 games in a row with the same fucking ball. And I know that there's people out there that do that. And they were on a ton of holes where they were like, man, this ball sucks on this hole. And they played it anyways. Nice. That is nice, my friend. Nice. That is exactly what you're looking for. Exactly. One less than max top spin at the plus 16 mark. .5 divided by 1.3, 311. Or 211, excuse me. Isn't it perfect? Perfecto. And I'll catch that hill and it'll roll down towards the cup, or if I had just a little too much speed, it'll hit the fringe. Just a titch too much. There's that hill that's in front of me. If when you're rolling onto the green, you catch it just right, so that this bowl you catch on this, you'll come right back down towards the cup. And I mean, that was just a little teeny bit too fast. Just an itty bit. My opponent's going to make it, so I can get a birdie though, and that'll save me for the nice shot, my man. Perfect. Good game. Just practicing, man. Just practicing, dude. All right. We can, I think we'll be fine if we only pick up one. But if we pick up two, we might be in big ass trouble. So let's only pick up one. I am going to go for the shot though, so I'm going to try and pick up two. I'm going for, I think when they changed the pin placement here, when I was looking at these holes the other day in the scouting report and I got done, I went back and watched the video before I posted it. And I really do think they did come out with an alternate pin placement here, because in my mind, I'm thinking the last time I played this, I was hitting to different spots. Like normally I hit out here and I'm looking at this rough bump. But then I think in the last tournament I was trying to get out here, and I don't normally try and get out here because it takes this rough bump out of play with this pin placement. But I think the new pin placement, it opened it up, and up here you're in long iron. But I think with this particular pin placement, I'm not sure that it's still as good with the long iron, but I'm going to try it. So I know what I have here. If you come out here and you don't have to bring anything super special, you can just bring out the biggest hitting wood that you have. I believe that we're starting off on this side trying to run it forward, so if you have to pull back any, you can use your big topper here, and it's got a 100 topspin, and we're trying to get out to, I didn't write it down, but it seems like it's in the 400s involved, and it gives us a rough bump right here. If you've got lower level stuff, you might have to bring out a big dog in order to do that rough bump, and watching a video like this will tell you what kind of spin to put on it if you have to do that. But if you've got mid-level or upper level stuff, you'll be able to get here with a sniper, and you got a beautiful rough bump that I'm going to do 0.85. I'm going to take 15% off on the wind, but I'm going to actually shoot for up here, because I think this is where we were here last time because of the new pin. But I want to refamiliarize myself with this angle to the cup and remind myself why this shot sucks and why we always hit it down here. And I'm 100% sure my opponent is going to hit it to the middle area and try the sniper rough bump, because that's what most people, I would think, are going to do on this one. I'm taking that bag, and I'm taking that ball, just in case on the second shot doing the rough bump I'm going to need more side spin, because I'm not going to be at the right angle. This is actually a good hole depending on where I'm at. This would be a great hole to bring out the big topper, but I think if I'm really trying to pound it up there, I'm gonna have to do overpower. All right, I'll do it. I'll do this. I don't know that I can get where I'm trying to get with just a 3 power ball. I think I'd have to bring out a bigger ball. Well, maybe. Yeah, I'd have to bring out a bigger ball. If I really wanted to get up in there. Let's really try and get up in there, because I will tell you something about the second shot rough bump with the sniper, is I'm in the right spot all the time, and that shot it's tricky. It's not a hard shot, it's just, I don't know if it's taking an irregular bounce because of the elevation changes up there or what the deal is with it, but it just never seems, I've made that shot, but it's one of those things that, like, in a week, if you make it once, even though you're in the right spot every time for the layup, I always chase the numbers on it. It seems like if you do a 85, if you only take 15% off and take the shot, you should have just did a 0. So the next time you're here, you do a 0, and then you should have did a +10, and then you do the +10, and it's like, dude, you should have taken, not only should you have taken shit, you should have taken wind off on that. You way overhit that. I will tell you that hitting over to that side right there, when this hole first came out, I thought, wow, we could hit over to that area and we got a straight up shot at it. That side sucks. Long iron. There's Max. Damn, I'm a little over mid, or a little over minimum. 3 topspin. Let's 0.85 divided by 5, or times 5, divided by 1.4 is 3.03 rings. I'm just going to do 3 since we're taking wind off. I'll just do 3. And I knew as soon as I knew I was gonna release. I knew I was gonna release it early. Damn it! That was like 2 solid rings. I guess you do still have a pretty good shot from up there. I might like that shot better. And what I'm thinking here is this angle that we're coming up with our sniper. You can see this hollow that's right here. It's a little bit steeper coming up that than over here in this crotch area where it's starting to move around. It seems like it's not as steep on that side, so maybe the bounce coming out will be a little bit more regular. I'm gonna try a different spot. I saw that on there and I was pretty sure that that was the angle that we were hitting on the last tournament, but I'm glad that it works with this pin placement as well. And I'm not sure that bringing out a bigger ball, I'll have to go back when I watch this video and watch where I landed and see like what was in front of me. Like if I'd have brought out a topspin boost ball, would it even been better? Because I wasn't that far away from my wedge, so I wouldn't have to get that much farther out there like a 2 topspin ball. And if I could get that extra 2 topspin, I'd be in my wedge range up there, and that would be pretty cool. I think let me go look at the picture on that. Let me look at it. Seems like I was down in this area, so I mean I had room in front of me. We have tons of room on the right, so that's another thing is when I'm doing the shot, I think I was probably pretty much centered down here where I started, and you could move it over just a little so that when you're doing, if you wanted to do curl, so that you could try and help yourself out at the end of the run when it's floating and you have no control over it, trying to at least get it going in the right direction. But shit, it's not that far to get up there to get into wedge range. The wedge would take me out of, if there's a certain point you get up here where you're clearing the rough and there's no more, you're not doing the rough bump anymore, you've pushed yourself too far forward, you've taken that shot out of your bag. But if the deal is that if I take the rough bump out of play by getting myself into wedge, that would definitely be worth the skin to try and get that extra little distance. So a topspin boost ball to help pick it up would be good, because that was max overpower, max topspin using the wind right there. So I'm not going to get any more out of that club unless I used a 0 wind ball or I had a bigger wind. Yes, I like that hole, but I'm always in the right spot here. I mean, if I was to take that shot 100 times, 99 times, I'd end up in the zone for the perfect shot to come and do it. But you can see the shadow in this picture. If we zoom in on this area, you can see where there's a big indentation here. And so this terrain is going up like this, and you're trying to hit on that rough. I believe I was at least 2, maybe 3 rings into the rough, so that I was trying to get myself as far down here to where it was flatter, as opposed to hitting it up here close where it's steeper. So that first bounce that comes out when it comes in, it takes a irregularly tall bounce, and it always seems like the ball is just like, this is one of those ones that there's an invisible hand in the cup, and when the ball's coming through, the hand just reaches out there and slightly diverts it. Maybe from over on this direction, we might get a better bounce. So I'm going to change my spot this week. I am going to that spot. That's it. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, that's the definition of insanity. So like, I've played that hole quite a few times, and I never have the success on that hole that I feel like I put myself in the right spot. Now I should reap the rewards more often. Hopefully that will, oh man, and then I screwed up, and then I made that shot. So I might end up qualifying today. That would suck. That would suck. Damn it, why did I do that? I wasn't paying attention. I was shooting video and talking and thinking and doing all that stuff, and then I forgot. All right, there you have it. I may have to play one of my other accounts just to show you more. I'll go back and watch this video and see what I did on those holes so that I can tighten my notes up a little bit. And see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and be safe. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, leave a comment, do all that stuff. And thanks for all the comments to everybody that leaves me comments. Thank you. Thank you.